Continuing the series of weekly contest 275, we have already solved the first two questions, and now let's look at the third one in the row. Count words obtained after adding a letter. And as per the question, in here we are given two lists of one of start words and other one of target words. We have to perform conversion operation on any of the string of the start word, and we need to check how many target words can be obtained out of it. We need to return the number of strings in the target word that can be obtained by performing the conversion operation starting from any of the start word. And what is that conversion operation? You are allowed to append any lowercase character that is not present in the input start word. Also, you can rearrange the letters of the newly generated string after you have appended a lowercase character to the starting word. Here they have specified few examples. If the input string is ABC, you can append any character starting from D up till Z to this string and generate a new resulting string. Also, you're free to rearrange ABCD in any order. It can be ABCD itself, it can be BCD, it can be CDBA, and so on. Also, there is a constraint that is specified in the equation which says that no letter occur more than once in any of the string start word and target word. This is a very important constraint. I'll tell you how this is helping us while building the algorithm. So let's take one example so that we have a good hold of the concept. We have start words as and, act, and tact. Target words as tact, act, and acty. So let's try and understand it from the explanation that is specified. The tac word can be generated using act. You can append k to the end of this word, and what we will get? We'll get ACTK, and now we can rearrange ACTK to build tact. Quite understandable. Let's walk through the next string of the target words, which is act. Although act is also present in the start word, but you have to append a new character which will violate generating act again, and act cannot be generated using the act that is given here. Let's proceed ahead. Next we have acti. Can acti be generated? Yes, acti can be generated using act. We can simply append I to the end of it, and the updated string would be ACTI, which is same as this one. So in totality, how many words have been generated? 2. And now let's quickly look at the presentation that I have created for this. I'll count words obtained after adding a letter. LeetCode 2135. It's a medium level question on LeetCode, and it doesn't involve any complicated underlying concept. It's based on simple string manipulation that we are gonna use. So let's get started. Let's take the same example that was specified in the question. We have start words as and, act, tac, target words as tac, and acti. So in the first go, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sort all the characters that are present in my start words. So after sorting ant, what will I get? If I sort ant, ant remains as ant. It's already sorted. Next we have act. Uh, Act, if we sort act up, what we will get? We'll get act itself. And the last one we have tack. If we sort it up, what will we get? We'll get ACKT. So this will help us in some way. You'll get to know in some time. Just hold on. Let's start the iteration over the target words. And what I'm gonna do, I'll start with each word and I'll simply remove one character from it. So let's assume that T gets removed, and what remains is ACK remains. I'm gonna sort the remaining substring that I have generated. It is already sorted, luckily, and I'll check whether this string is part of my start words or not. Is it part of my start word? It's not. Let's skip it. Let's remove A now. So what is the remaining string that is generated? TCK. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sort this up. What will I get? CKT. Is it part of my start word? It's not. Let's proceed ahead. Next, I'm gonna remove C. What is the string that will get generated? It gets generated at TAK. I'm gonna sort this up. So what will I get? AKT. So is it part of my start words? No, it's not. So let's proceed ahead. This time I'm going to remove k. So what is my input generated string? It is TAC. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sort this up. What will I get? ACT. Is it part of my input words? Yes, it is. So that corresponds to one possible solution. What we are doing here is we are going in a reverse direction. We are using the target words. We are checking if by removing one character from it, can we generate start words? And for rearranging, in order to counter rearranging, we have sorted those up. Pretty simple and straightforward. Let's walk through the next string. And the next string is act, ACT. So let's remove the first character A. What do we get? CT. CT is already sorted. It's not part of the start words. Skip it. Next we have is AT. AT is already sorted. It's not part of the start word. Let's skip it. Next we have is AC. AC is already sorted. It's not part of the start words. Let's forget it. So using ACT, no possible solution got generated. Let's walk through the next one. Let me just change the color of pen. The next one in queue is ACT. So let's write ACT here and let's start by removing A first. So A gets removed. What do we get? CTI. If we'll sort this up, we'll get CIT. Is CIT part of start word? It's not. Let's skip it. Let's proceed ahead. This time I'm going to remove C. What do I get? ATI. If I sort ATI, what do I get? AIT. And is it part of the start word? It's not. Let's skip it. So let's proceed ahead. This time I'm going to remove T. What are the characters left? ACI. If I sort this up, I'll get ACI. Is ACI part of short word? It's not. So let's skip it. And in the last, I'm going to remove this I. What is the remaining string that I have? It is ACT. Is ACT part of the start word? It is. Yes, it is there. So it will correspond to another possible solution. We previously had one possible solution. Now we saw another possible solution. The total possible solution count gets updated to 2. Pretty simple and interesting approach that we have followed. It's not that complicated. We just sorted the start words and target words, and we have removed one character from each word, iterating over all the target words. We checked whether it matches with the start word or not. If it does, we increment the counter variable. If it doesn't, we skip the incrementation of the counter variable. In the end, whatever value is held in the counter variable that is storing the answer gives us the final answer. Now let's quickly look at the coding section, and I'll talk about another interesting approach there where we are not using sorting. We will use bit masking in that approach, and it will avoid us from sorting the start words and the target words. So let's quickly have a look at it. So first of all, let's conclude by explaining the first approach that we have just discussed in the presentation. I created a set of start words and I iterated over all my start words. I casted into a character array. I sorted that up and I added it to my set of input start words that are sorted in nature. Then I created a count variable which is actually acting as a counter for storing the final answer. I iterated over the target words one by one, and in each iteration I'm removing one character from the target word. I'm sorting it up over here and I'm checking whether my reduced sorted string that is generated using the target word is part of my input set that I have just formed here. If it is, then I increment the count variable. If it doesn't, I just continue the process. Once I'm done with iteration of all the target words, I simply return the count variable. It gives me the answer. So let's try this up. Accept it. Now you'll ask me, is there any other way or approach in which we can avoid this sorting logic? The answer is yes. And that approach is nothing but bit masking. Here I've created the answer variable for storing the answer. I've created a scene set that represents the bit masked value of each string that is present, casted into an integer format. And I'll talk about this bit mask operation, but for a second, let's complete the algo. I iterated over the target words. I computed the bit masked integer value of each target word, and then I simply removed one character from my target word and I removed its value from the bit mask integer value one by one, and whatever result that I got after removing each character, I check it in my scene set. If it is present, I increment the answer variable, otherwise I skip it. Now the question comes how this bit mask generation is actually working. So let's take one example. Let's take the input string is represented as AD. So what would be the bit mask integer value for this? We'll represent AD in the length of 32 bits, which is nothing but a string, which is nothing but an integer, and the 0th bit will be set to 1 because A represents that 0th bit, and the third bit will be set to 1. So this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 1, and the rest of the bits will also be unset. So the 0th bit is represented by A and the third bit represents D. This is how we generate the integer value corresponding to any string that gets passed to this bitmask helper method. Pretty simple and straightforward, nothing new. We have solved such many questions in the past based on this concept as well. So let's try this up. Accepted. Awesome. This brings me to the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. I'll see you tomorrow with another fresh question. But till then, goodbye.